You clicked on this video because you have had a super problematic client, maybe in the last 30 days, 40 days, maybe in the last 10 years. And you are a contractor that prides himself or herself on the quality of the work that you do. But when you run into these problematic clients, they drain the absolute energy out of your being, and you just want to shut down your construction business, or at least you think about shutting down your construction business. And so guys, in this video, I want to talk about the signs of a client that could be a red flag to you and your business, and how it is that you can prevent these clients from, I guess, manifesting themselves within your company. If you don't know who I am, my name is Lev Parsegian. I'm the founder of Cosmosify, a consulting agency that helps remodel contractors and custom home builders bring order to their business, so hopefully they can make more money. Okay? And one of the biggest money drainers of construction businesses is not just having poor clients, but having mismanaged clients, okay? And so I'm just going to kind of talk through 3 red flags specifically that I have observed from working with 30 plus contractors all across the US and Canada on a one-on-one basis, helping them actually grow their companies, and share some of the insights that I have learned from these things. Okay, so red flag number 1, okay? If a client is constantly needing to take control of every aspect of the communication with you. And for example, you show up, you tell them what your process is, you set the agenda, but they start talking over you and they start doubting your process. They start asking questions at a time when question asking is not permitted. That could be a sign. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that, there aren't going to be contractors or rather customers who aren't inquisitive and who don't have questions. In fact, that I believe that some of the best customers are the ones who ask a lot of questions. But it's about the quality of the questions and the sequence of when they're asking those questions. So if you come in to do an on-site consultation, you introduce yourself, and somebody is already giving you a skeptical experience, okay? Again, I'm not trying to say trust your gut always and always and always, because, feelings can be fickle. But oftentimes, guys, when you get that feeling, when somebody's acting just a little bit like sorry to say it, but a prick, you have to take inventory of that experience. And maybe don't make a decision on, whether this person is going to be a good fit or a bad fit just yet. But I encourage you guys to reframe the interaction. And so if they start asking questions like, okay, can you just give me a price? Can you just give me a price? That could be, an example of what that could look like. What you could do is, look, I absolutely want to get to the whole pricing conversation, but I just want to make sure that we're even going to like each other in the first place, or be a good fit to work with each other based on the scope of your project, and then also based on our, capacity. Okay. And so what I will do is, at the end of the conversation, I will absolutely make sure that I can give you a proper recommendation to see if we're going to be a good fit to work with each other. And then at that point, you can ask me any questions that you have. Does that sound good? Right? And so if you do it in that way, and they respond and say, yeah, that's not going to work for me. Okay, thank you. If it's not going to work for you, awesome. If you are going to be a mean person, I'm not going to work with you. Okay? There's plenty of other contractors who may take this job, and they are absolutely not going to be Cosmosify contractors, because our guys do not, definitely try and stay away from as many of those types of customers as possible, okay? The Karens of the world. Sorry to all the people who are actually normal and named Karen. But yes, we try and stay away from those types of interactions, guys, just because if they're acting rude from the very beginning, likelihood of them being rude later on is going to be very high. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second red flag that I want to talk to you all about, this one may not be as obvious, but it is vagueness. And the guys who are watching this who have worked with enough customers will know exactly what I'm talking about when I say this, okay? This is only something that you're going to experience with enough reps and seeing enough homeowners and bidding enough construction projects, okay? So the second thing that I want to share with you guys is vagueness and how this stuff shows up, okay? So let's just say, for example, you walk into an on-site consultation once again, and the client is trying to express or convey what it is that they're looking for. And maybe you're just taking it innocently, like, oh, okay, like maybe they haven't done a remodel project before. And they just need some guidance. That could be the case. But the vagueness that I'm talking about are the ones who are vague from the first day and all the way to the very last day. They do not have a clear vision in their mind of what they want their end outcome or the end project to actually look like. And so what this ends up doing to you is it becomes incredibly taxing to actually manage that client, because the whole entire time they're like, you know what? I don't really like this. I'm not really sure about that. Can we actually see if there are any other fixtures available? Because these designs, I'm really not in love. And so, why is this a problem? Well, because at the very beginning, didn't you guys agree on a scope of work and then also kind of a schedule of how long it is that you want to commit to actually being on the project? Right, you did. And if you did, which, good contractors will kind of give themselves at least some sort of an inkling of how long that they'll project to spend on this project. This customer keeps pushing it out, okay? This is going to end in change orders. Well, and then how else does that show up, right? They'll say, well, maybe we change this, and this. Oh, I need to pay for that? I'm not looking to pay for that. I'm not looking to pay for that. I thought that you understood it. You're the contractor. You're the one who should have all the answers. Shouldn't you? And who's listening to this right now and nodding their heads like, oh yeah, I've been through this. The point is, guys, is that vagueness is not necessarily the problem, but it is the problem if it goes unaddressed. And so one tactical way that you guys can go about addressing this in the very beginning is asking them, what does your perfect project look like to you? Okay? What do you want to get out of your kitchen? How are you going to be using the space? Who's going to be using the space the most? What hours is the space going to be the most occupied in the day? Okay? What activities do you guys hold in this space? When you guys invite people over, who is going to be standing where? How do you envision that? The better you ask questions, the better the quality of your questions, rather, the better the responses will be. And I have a hook for you guys. If the responses are not getting better and they are getting more confused and they're even more vague, you have two options. Number one, you can retract and say, look, guys, I think what would be helpful is for me to leave you guys a questionnaire, fill out the things that are the most important to you from top to bottom. Okay? And then let's reconvene in 2 days so that after you guys have completed this questionnaire, we can get a clearer understanding of where it is that you want to take this project. Does that sound fair? And then they'll be like, yes. Or, this is the second thing you could do, which is like, I see the writing on the wall. You guys are freaking insane. And I'm walking away from this thing. Okay? Don't be afraid to do that. There is nothing wrong with walking away from a project if you know that this project, or you feel, you have an inkling that this project could end up costing you tens of thousands of dollars. Okay, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in the high-end realm that most of my guys operate within. Okay, and number three, I think these all kind of tie in with each other, but number three ties in more with the number one. It is high urgency with zero clarity. Okay, here's how this actually practically shows up. These clients will say things like, I need you to start the project tomorrow. No, it needs to start tomorrow. I need your crews, and they start pointing. They start doing this. Okay? If anyone ever points a finger at you like this, okay, and it is not me at this camera, I need you guys to do yourself a favor and let the person know that, number one, you will not tolerate being spoken to in that way. Okay? Set the expectation from the very beginning. Maybe that's how they've gotten things done in the past with other people that they've worked with, but that's not going to be the case with you. Okay? You run a multi-million-dollar construction company, and you don't need somebody pointing their fingers at you like this. Okay? So reset the expectation from the very beginning. The other thing is that these people will say things like, I need you to start tomorrow. I need your guys out here. I need da-da-da-da-da. But there's no drawings, there's no permits pulled. And my favorite is that selections have not even started. You haven't even started to get your selections ready. But yet, everybody needs to get on field. Everybody needs to get on the job site. Okay? Mobilize all units. Are you crazy? Yes. to answer the question, these are the crazy homeowners. And so what you can do, again, tactically, to stay away from homeowners like this, guys, is reframe it and just say, look, the type of business that I run, the type of person that I am, I have very high integrity. And so it is up to me to share with you what the process is from the beginning to the end. Now, the reason it's not realistic for me to get out onto the site to start our work tomorrow is because there are these 3 things that we need to do. It's, permits, it's selections, and, the other one that I just named. Oh yeah, drawings. These are the parts of the process that need to be taken care of. Okay, so it's like if they're trying to jump into the construction phase when pre-construction has not commenced yet, nor has it really made any meaningful progress, and they are the people responsible for moving some of those things along, then you need to educate them on what the process looks like. Now, after you educate them, if they are still problematic, you know what you do? Who can guess? Who can guess? Fire them. Get rid of them. You don't need clients like that. They are only going to drain profit from you. They're going to destroy your team because your team is just going to get hounded at every single day. Whether it's a team of subcontractors. Oh, I have seen this, by the way. I've seen this with subcontractors specifically. Okay? I know, like, we're talking about in-house teams real quick right now, but I just want to tangent to subcontractors. Subcontractors have gotten hounded by homeowners before, to the point where they have told some of my contractors, like, dude, Lev, Mr. Lev, the contractor, you're amazing to work with. I know we've had a relationship for the last 5 years, but we are not going back to his house. We're not going back to her house, okay? And the reason why is because the subs have also seen some stuff in the field. There are certain people that they will just not tolerate working for. And if you want to destroy your relationships with the people who actually build your work product, your end product for your client, then the surest way that you can do that is by being a puppet, being a controlled object by this demanding, unrealistic, attitudey, 14-year-old emotional homeowner. Although, I'm saying that figuratively. And so, you guys, I told you that I would give you the 3 red flags and then the applications that you can put in place, which I've done. But I want to give you one last thing to chew on, and I think I'll make a separate video about this just so that y'all can really get this through your heads. The issue is not always in the homeowner, and I know we want to focus on the red flags, and that's what this video is about and all that stuff. And identifying people patterns is very important. It's a big part of this game. However, one of the best things that you can do to equip yourself from jumping into or running into situations like this in the future is by onboarding your clients. And I don't know of any contractors who do this besides the ones that work with Cosmosify. It's because of the fact that this is not a common process in the residential construction industry, let alone, any other sector of the construction industry. But especially in residential, the word onboarding almost like doesn't exist. And so I would share with you guys in a little bit more detail what I mean by this, but I want to keep this video. I don't want to keep this video going too long. Basically, in short, you need a proper way to kick off your client, to set expectations from the very beginning, right before you close the sale and right after you close the sale. This is kind of the onboarding period that we look at when we evaluate a Cosmosify contractor and see kind of what deals they have in their pipeline and how many of those deals are actually going to turn into potential problematic ones. Okay, and to prevent them from turning into those, you need to set proper expectations with the client. You need to say, I'm going to be on site on these days. I'm going to show up at these times. You can reach out to me for this. I will not reach out or respond to you when you reach out for me for this and this and this. These are the hours that I will reach out to you in, and so on and so forth. I have a whole entire onboarding presentation that we have installed for all of our contractors internally at Cosmosify. But I can't give you all the sauce on YouTube. I'm going to give you some of it. But if you guys would like to see that onboarding presentation, and if you guys are the type of contractor that got value from this video and also would like to put some of these systems and processes in place so that you don't have problematic clients, then I would recommend that you guys book a call with myself or somebody from my team down below, and we can kind of walk you through what this onboarding presentation looks like so that you can prevent these types of situations in the future. If you got value from this, then awesome, and share it with a contractor friend, like the video, subscribe, and do the whole thing. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.